Let's see. Do we have Young C on the air right here, right now?
Yes, we do.
What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Good, good, man. I want first and foremost thank you for being on the show this evening. Truly appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it too.
So, I've been a fan of yours for a couple of weeks now. When you first sent me a friend request, and you definitely begin some buzz in the city of Lexington as of late. You even had your songs heard on 107.9 The Beat.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. So, when was the first time that you heard your song on the radio, and what was your reaction when you heard your song on the radio?
Well, the first time that it was played, I was actually in Cincinnati, so I actually didn't get to hear it for the very first time on the radio, but my friend called me on the phone and I got to hear it over the phone. And I was just excited for all the fans and everybody that support me to be able to hear it. So that's what mattered to me the most.
It's definitely a big deal when you get to get your song played on any form of radio whatsoever, but for you being a local guy and radio stations such as 107.9, they play the usual names that we see and hear every single day, and then they hear, and a local guy like yourself gets heard, on the same station as some of these big names. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, well, and then they play it almost daily, if not a couple times a week. So I mean, I've heard it a couple times on the radio, and that just makes me proud. It makes me see where like how far I've gone with my music, and that it's actually getting noticed out there, and people are really listening to me.
So just so once you go off the air, once we conclude this interview, I'm gonna play your songs on these airways. Gonna play Million Dollar Dream, and I'm going to play One Day as well, back to back. Um,
All right.
Now usually I play the music before I start talking and getting on the air officially, but I'm starting a different format, so try to see how that goes, especially when it comes to interviewing artists on the air here. Let's talk about your involvement with 502 Entertainment. I've been a fan of those guys for a little over a year. I interviewed one of the guys on the show before, T-Sean. There's a lot of talented artists on that crew. Um, what made so how did you end up joining 502 Entertainment? Did they reach out to you or did you reach out to them?
Um, well, I reached out to them. I wouldn't actually call myself a member as of right now of 502 Entertainment, but I've been doing quite a bit of stuff for them. I actually did a feature track last night with Wildlife. I've done a feature track for Tayshawn, and we're actually going to perform for Bone Thugs on November 18th in Louisville, and I'm doing that show with them as well. I got in touch with them because I did this local show in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, and one of the guys there, he's part of 502 Entertainment. Well, actually, there was a couple guys at 502 Entertainment that was there that night, but I only spoke to one of them, and I've seen 502 Entertainment all over Facebook, and I liked what I seen, so I wanted to reach out and see maybe if they could help me get my name out farther, and so I hit up Tracy on Facebook, and we've been, you know, we've had it going ever since then, and I've done quite a bit for him since. So I guess that's how you could say I got in touch with him. I reached out to them.
Oh, okay. So just to clarify, you've been working with them, but you're not officially like part of their label or anything like that at the moment.
No, not as of right now. I plan to be though. They're
Oh,
pretty good people, so as long as they want to work with me, I'm willing to work with them.
that's cool. So I was just mentioning the Bone Thugs and Harmony show. That's coming up November the 18th. It's gonna be at Louisville. How are you feeling getting a chance to be one of the opening acts for a legendary hip hop group such as Bone Thugs?
Man, that's a real big accomplishment for me. Um, I don't know, I've worked up to a lot, and to open up for a big name like that, I just feel like that's a really big accomplishment, and I'm real proud of myself. And I hope that with me doing a big show like that for a big name like that, I hope that, that opens up some eyes for the people who, what I look at it as, is the people that doubt me. I hope that they see, I'm opening up for a big name like that, so I hope that they can take me more serious now. Because as of right now, I'm not no real huge name or anything. Yeah, my name is around, it's out there, but, my name ain't as big as Bone Thugs, of course, but I hope that people can see, that you can start out local and get stuff like that and then become, a big name.
And Bone Thugs and Harmony, they are legendary personified. They're one of the all-time greats in groups.
Yeah, they are.
They are known for their harmony. They are known for, I mean, making it so cool to harmonize. And they
Yeah.
were discovered by the late great Easy E, God rest his soul. And it's gonna be a big show. Louisville usually gets a lot of big shows out there, so if you're near the Louisville area, go check them out. Check out Young C. Check out the 502 crew, and support your local artists. Um, and you definitely been on the grind. You definitely doing your thing, and you definitely got some airplay. Uh, let's talk about your music in particular. So obviously you got Million Dollar Dream, you got One Day. Um, so do you have are these two songs in particular, are they going to be coming out on a mixtape or a album? Like what's the timetable for a full-length record per se?
Yeah, actually right now I'm working on a mixtape actually called Million Dollar Dream, and that Million Dollar Dream song that I sent you is going to be the opening song for the mixtape. And the One Day, the reason why I made that One Day song is because, right now I am local and everything, but one day everything is going to change for me. It's not always going to be the same, and I feel like the world is going to know my name one day because I'm going to keep pushing it, whether, people are actually hearing me or not. I'm going to keep pushing it. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to put in the work, and I'm going to make it. I've came too far with my music, and I've put in a lot of time and effort and countless hours with it. So there's just no stop for it. I'm gonna push it all the way to the top.
One thing about being a hip hop artist per se, and I guess that usually goes for a lot of artists regardless of the genre, but hip hop especially, you definitely, if you want to make it far, you definitely gotta have confidence. You
Yeah,
definitely have to believe in yourself. Um, Considering that although people are willing to reach out to you and want to collaborate with you and want to network with you, at the same time, you gotta be like, man, I'm here to stay. I ain't going nowhere. I made it this far to go back to where I was originally, and
yeah.
and hip hop can definitely be very competitive at times. Um, even with the friendships and all, people want to strive to be the best at times. And if you don't believe in yourself, then who's gonna believe in you? That's pretty much what it boils down to. And having said all that, you know, how do you feel about the support that you've been? Do you sometimes get a sense when you work with artists that that competitive level, or y'all just trying to make the best song out possible?
Um, as far as competitive, I have recorded with some people, and I'm not gonna lie, I felt like they was better than me. So I felt like when I was there actually recording, I felt like that I had to try to be better than them. You know, it, when it comes to rap and hip hop and everything, you got to be able to stand out from everybody. There's millions of people out here trying to make it in the hip hop industry, and so if your music don't stand out from everybody else's, there's a slim chance that you're gonna make it. You gotta show the industry that investing in, and you got to be able to invest in yourself before somebody else will invest into you. So if you can't take the time and effort and a little bit of money to get yourself out there, then nobody else is going to want to do that for you. So, but like I said, competitive wise, I don't know. I feel like I got to try to be better than, if I got one of my homies right here and I think that he's better than me, I feel like I got to try to be better than him, or at least be at the same level that he's on. And that's the same with people that come and record with me and they feel like I'm better than them. They try to step it up and, get on the same level I'm on.
I truly believe that the competitive element of hip hop can be healthy as long as it doesn't lead into anger and frustration and drama or anything like that. You know,
Yeah.
so I think as long as you don't cross that line or whatever, then then you're good. Like you feel like, oh, okay, I see what this person's doing. Let me go look at my stuff and see what I could do to be better. You know, and it can be motivating. Competitiveness can be motivating. Without any drama whatsoever. Um,
Yeah.
so in addition to the Bone Thugs and Harmony show that you got coming up in November the 18th, and the Million Dollar Dream mixtape that you have in the works as well, do you have any like upcoming shows for the remainder of the year that people need to know?
I'm actually going to be performing for Cess Crew too in Louisville. I believe that is November 10th, and that is going to be with 502 Entertainment as well. YLI, me and him will be taking stage at Trixie's on November 10th for Cess Crew. We'll be opening up for them.
So you definitely in for quite a November leading up to Thanksgiving. But it's definitely a testament of your hard work and your bars. Cause dude, you got bars, man, and I give you mad props for what you're doing out there for local hip hop. You're definitely representing it right. So um, now for people that wants to learn more of your music, upcoming shows, things like that, why don't you go ahead and promote yourself? Go let people know about your social media links, where people can check you out, Twitter, Facebook, and where can people hear your music?
Mainly on SoundCloud, on YouTube. That's about the only places that I'm promoting a lot of my music right now. On my Facebook page, Cody Alex Huddleston, or on my music Facebook page, Young C, Established 92. Those are my main Facebook pages. You can follow me on Instagram at Young C _21, and yeah, on SoundCloud at Cody Huddleston.
That's awesome, man. I want to thank you so much for being on the show this evening. Continued success. And also, before I forget, you are involved. I want to give a shout out to my friends, the Kentucky Villains. They got a big show coming up called Break Your Resolutions, and they're doing a little something different this time around. They have a poll going on their Facebook page, and you can vote for your favorite local artist that gets the chance to perform at that show. The top three vote getters will earn spots on the show, and that show is not until January, I believe. So, Young C, you're one of the top three vote getters at the moment, and I did vote it for you,
Yeah,
by the way. So,
I
um,
appreciate that.
so I wanted to bring that up before um, I let you go. But thank you so much for your time, and I'm getting ready to play your songs as soon as you hang up. And thank you for your time, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on.
You have a good night. Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right, bye bye. That was the homie Young C holding it down.